This has been a difficult 2 years for members of the Joint Economic Committee, with employment reports month after month showing a large number of our fellow Americans out of work with stubbornly high rates of unemployment. But the focus of this committee on the employment situation is a critical part of its function, as no other aspect of the nation's economic well-being is more important than the ability of our citizens to find productive work. Dr. Hall has had the difficult task of presenting the many reports on the bleak employment conditions to us. He's done so in a professional and insightful manner. I want to thank him and his staff at the Bureau of Labor Statistics for the effort they make to compile the employment data in meaningful ways and for answering our questions. I welcome Dr. Hall again this morning. Chairwoman Maloney has held many additional hearings on various aspects of the labor market. I want to thank the Chairwoman for her compassion and dedication in setting the committee's agenda. We appreciate her leadership and in many ways, and again, thank you for your many months and many hours of hard work. Senator Brownback will be leaving the U.S. Senate next year to assume his new duties as the governor of the state of Kansas. I sincerely thank him for his service as a ranking member in this committee and congratulate him on his new leadership position. All the best to you, your family, and the state of Texas, or state of, I'm so used to saying that, it just comes out. I didn't put great in front of it, but it was in my mind. Well, we wish the best to Senator Brownback. As we approach the end of the year of this Congress, the national employment picture, unfortunately, remains bleak. The unemployment rate increased to 9.8%, mainly due to an increase in the number of jobs lost, not to an increase of new job seekers. And this month's 39,000 increase in payroll employment was very disappointing given the expectations. Worse still is the fact that we've lost 101,000 payroll jobs since the recession officially ended 17 months ago. Think about that. Despite nearly $5 trillion of fiscal and monetary stimulus, we have 101,000 fewer jobs in America than when the recession officially ended. And if we were to compare today's 9.8% unemployment rate to what the White House promised when we passed that major stimulus, they projected that unemployment would be at 7% this month instead of a staggering 9.8%. This recovery remains painfully slow, held back, I believe, by consumers doubtful of the President's ability to manage this economy, and businesses discouraged by Washington Democrats' tax hikes and job-blocking regulations. Yesterday's actions by the House to raise taxes on the very consumers and small businesses most likely to pull us out of this poor economy, I think, is more of the same failed economic policies that have hindered America's recovery. Economic indicators generally tell us we're just making a painfully slow recovery. In November, total payroll employment was just not significantly different than it was 17 months ago. Fortunately, this recovery is too weak and private sector growth too slow to reduce the unemployment rate appreciably, while the federal workforce thrives. In contrast, by the 17th month of the Reagan recovery, after the severe 1981-82 recession, total payroll employment had increased by 5 million, and the unemployment rate had fallen by 3.1 percentage points. Why is the current recovery so weak? Among the timeliest explanations is this. With less than 1 month to go before the end of the tax bomb, nearly $4 trillion tax bomb goes off, Americans are facing dire uncertainty. We cannot expect small, mid-sized, or even larger businesses to take on large numbers of additional employees when the government is raising the cost for employing them gainfully. Yesterday's House vote on a bill that is dead on arrival in the Senate was a terrible waste of time. I don't mean to be too blunt, but it was also, I think, a dumb economic move. And no wonder substantial numbers of jobs aren't being created in America. And to make matters worse, within a few days, the federal government will run out of money. Congressional Democrats and administration have not been attending to their responsibilities. A frantic rush for Band-Aid fixes is no way to provide guidance to this economy. In addition to the looming increases in anti-growth tax rates, the out-of-control federal spending, and the enormous national debt buildup, have many times addressed the Democrats' ill-conceived health care and energy policies and the failed stimulus. I'll not repeat those points here, but the burdens and uncertainty they create contribute to the fundamental reasons why this recovery is not recovering, why this economy is not recovering faster. If we are to see faster economic growth and more rapid job creation, the administration will have to relent from wasteful redistributionist policies in the futile attempt to compensate for them with economic pump priming measures, be they fiscal or monetary. The government cannot take up positions against business, investment, wealth creation, domestic oil, gas, and coal production, and free trade, and then expect the economy to grow based on minimum wage increases, extensions of unemployment benefits, increased subsidies to a number of causes. The U.S. economy does not work this way, and I doubt that there are any that do. The administration has been hearing as much from national leaders around the world, and I'm hopeful they will listen. Madam Chairman, Dr. Hall, I look forward to hearing from your testimony.